My name is Eric Joseph. I'm a member of the Newcastle upon Tyne Jewish community, and this year's Holocaust Memorial Day theme is to be a light in the darkness. It only takes a fraction of a second to switch on a light, and then it takes no effort at all just to leave the light on, shining into the darkness. There are many ways we can all shine a light with ease. And sometimes it need not involve using light at all, but by simply listening and asking a few questions, or even a question. So to take an example, in a world beset with fake news, conspiracy theories, abuse and lies, we hear now more in the various media, and especially over the internet, in a way that is unprecedented. And those who perpetrated the Holocaust, their descendants are still well with us, and they're on the internet, and they're at it today, spreading hatred and telling lies. When you hear things, listen carefully, listen to what is said, listen to what may be said to be the proof, and listen to what is said in defense, in reply, and then judge. That's it. Thank you.
Light. Darkness, an intense ray of misery and hate, if fed well, shines so bright it blackens one's heart. The brightest room can be so dark when there's no escape from it. Hatred and racism endeavours to tear humanity apart. The dark minds of those who place the tragic victims into the chambers of death are void of light, like the extinguished flames of candles. I pray for the time when mankind shows its worth and learns that all have the God-given right to exist. Darkness is no excuse for ignorance or doubt. Lighten up your mind and learn of your fellow human. Taste their food and dance with them. Knowledge is light, the beacon to guide you to a more level plan. A candle flame can be seen from so far off, so much so that we are unaware of what colour or persuasion has lit it. Just that it exists and gives us hope to reach a brighter future. Genocide happens. It's not for us to forget it. A world where we are responsible for every candle lit, so strive forward and do not retreat to where we were.
It is a great privilege and honor to speak on Be the Light in the Darkness during this year's Holocaust Memorial Day. This year's theme resonates with the core teachings of the Holy Bible, which says, "Let your light so shine before men that they will see your good work and give glory to your Father which is in heaven." Light produces good work. Light is the antidote to evil. On this Memorial Day, I would like to consider review, reverse, redirect, responsibility, and rescue, which I call the 5 arrows of promoting light. Review takes us back to how Holocaust of Adolf Hitler's regime began with discrimination, especially against the Jews, and later ballooned into a doomsday movement. Against this backdrop, the candlelight of promoting equality of humanity is what we need to roll back this darkness. Reversing the Holocaust trend today implies a conscious discouragement and systematic elimination of discrimination in our world. To achieve this, we need the candlelight of tolerance. If the energy put into the Holocaust was redirected to a beneficial cause, the world would have been a better place for all. Bringing all nations to the table of collective responsibility will halt future Holocausts. In this case, a great sense of caution and adequate consideration of consequences of action become the candlelight the world needs for a common good. Rescue of humanity is the final outcome of holding up the candlelight against the darkness of Holocaust. Everyone should promote the light of knowledge against the darkness of ignorance. Together we can rescue the world and avoid another Holocaust if we allow our light to shine in darkness. Thank you.
On the day before the first national lockdown was announced in March last year, churches across the country encourage people to light a candle and place it in the window of their homes as a symbol of prayer and of hope for all who were suffering from coronavirus. That seems a long time ago now, and we have endured many days of isolation and darkness in the months since then, when the news agenda has been dominated by COVID-19. And this year, on Holocaust Memorial Day, that symbol of light has once again been chosen as the theme for our remembrance on the 27th of January 2021. The call to be a light in the darkness is at the heart of our observance of this important day. And while it encourages everyone to reflect on the depths humanity can sink to, it also allows us to celebrate the ways individuals and communities resisted that darkness to be the light before, during, and after genocide. Amid the darkness of any genocide, there have always been those who have opposed the regime, risking their own lives, homes, and communities. Those who have maintained their faith and culture during genocide and defied the ambitions of regimes to eradicate entire groups. Holocaust survivors often emphasize that any kindness, when surrounded by suffering, indifference, and persecution, is powerful. Even small acts of kindness can mean so much. Holocaust Memorial Day enables us to remember, and to remember for a purpose. It gives us a responsibility to work for a safer, better future for everyone. We can all step up and use our talents to tackle prejudice, discrimination, and intolerance wherever we encounter them. Let us pray. Living God, you have lit the day with the sun's light and the midnight with shining stars. Lighten our hearts with the bright beams of the Son of Righteousness, risen with healing in his wings, and so preserve us in the doing of your will, that at the last we may shine as the stars forever. Amen.
We recognise that the Holocaust shook the foundations of modern civilization. Its unprecedented character and horror will always hold universal meaning. We believe the Holocaust must have a permanent place in our nation's collective memory. We honour the survivors still with us and reaffirm the shared goals of mutual understanding and justice. We make sure that the future generations understand the causes of Holocaust and reflect upon the consequences. We vow to remember the victims of Nazi persecution and all genocide. We value the sacrifices of those who have risked their lives to protect or rescue victims, as touchstone of the human capacity for good and the face of evil. We recognise that humanity is still sacred by the belief that race, religion, disability or sexuality makes people's lives worth less than others. Genocide, anti-Semitism, racism, discrimination continue. We have a sacred responsibility to fight these evils. We pledge to to strengthen our efforts to promote education and research about the Holocaust and other genocide. We will do our utmost to make sure the lessons of such events are fully learned. We will continue to encourage Holocaust Remembrance Day by holding an annual UK Holocaust Memorial Day. We condemn the evils of prejudice, discrimination and racism. We value a free, tolerant and democratic society. We would like to invite to join the nation in lighting a candle and placing it safely in your window at 8 p.m. this evening.